So I think over here they are going to be starting to do a shoeing demonstration from Travis Burns with some glue on. So I think kind of show you guys what that's all about.
So I just use this left-handed grip and cut the rope that way. So my thumb.
You did, Zach?
That's spanky. I like it.
Got a bit of depth there, huh?
I think she might have one. I'm gonna That was a novice one. There's a Hot Dura.
Actually,
That's my bread and butter right there.
would be.
You'd rather have these feet or the ones yesterday, though, Gavin?
Yesterday because they're bigger.
Claude. Oh, yeah. She looks sore.
I don't know if I trust the names.
Like over the frog, or?
Oh, yeah.
But remember when I turned off that thing too?
It's kind of like a lot off that thing. I don't know. That's kind of. That's pretty far hard. It's really hard for me to get back here.
I did it. Remember? There was a lot of beer drank that weekend.
She seems good back there. I can't quite get to that frog. I was supposed to go home on. Not really happy about that.
Saturday, I think.
But you know, maybe if Claude had trimmed this thing sooner.
I want you guys to have plenty for
Claude, we got enough foot for like 3 horses here. Well, but that.
That pops old scale off? Is it him there? Yep.
So obviously for his radiographs, we want to get the foot as clean as we can. And everybody here is a Farrier. There's just a ton of foot. So we'll just debulk it, get a bunch out of the way so his images will be.
Are you going to take a little bit of that excess length before?
Oh yeah. No, I'll go ahead and take quite a bit off to. The more air and stuff, like if he were to try to pack this for a radiograph, I mean, it'd take him two cans of Play-Doh at least.
Okay.
We're not wasting Play-Doh on that.
No, so we can go ahead and cut a bunch out. But obviously, I mean, you can see the frog's atrophied. It's rough. And, I mean, this horse is starting to look like a duck, walk like a duck. You know, it's looking like it blocked to it, switched to that. Now the radiographs will confirm yes or no.
Don't make his head any bigger than this.
So obviously we want to leave some length from the foot to deal with whatever for after we radiograph it. But like I said, the cleaner you can make this, the more stuff you get out of the way, the prettier the radiograph will be. And obviously, I mean, if we're thinking about doing glue-on demo or something, I just go ahead and get the bulk stuff out of the way.
Just gonna ask, do you do this just on normal radiographs, like for when you set them up?
Oh, for normal radiographs, I just pull it forward, hook buff it, pass it off. But we do prep a lot of feet for radiographs and MRIs, things like that, so we get them as clean as possible. Yeah, I mean, when I was at NC State, I actually worked in the radiology department because I was trying to get hours trying to decide if I wanted to go to vet school or not. And so I don't know, I just became very interested in that, and they were very interested in getting the best images they could. It was kind of like the start, like they got their first digital radiograph machine. We went from the CRs to the DRs then during that time. So we tried and we were doing some different things. Like we had one vet that like would try to do this navicular mag view where we'd put the foot here and put the plate back there, and then when you shoot it, it makes the navicular bone much larger. And so.
This? It fills the airspace, the air void. So the lines of the sulci overlap everything we're looking at. So the difference between density of air and bone is, air is least dense, metal is most dense, tissue is in between that. So in X-rays you're able to see the differences because of the differences in density.
There we go.
Well, I got to have 5 or 6 more kids.
So you got 2.
Who else is going to vote Republican in this shit?
These are the lateral X-rays?
Yeah, we just halfway press, I dress all the way. Okay, click. Yeah. There you go. And you probably missed it or something.
You went pretty much against there, right? Yeah, it is. She's not the block and her foot are two different planes.
Get tingly? Tingly in places?
Yeah. Bone, right? And it just mushes into this, and then we see these other holes here, which correspond to these light kind of lines running through it. The problem with this is most likely that surface is crap, so that her deep flexor just running over it all the time.
Over the bone.
Yeah. So see how this looks more like medullary cavity, or bone marrow? Less holes through here. A little more nice definition between white and less white.
Yeah.
Still not real density issues through the middle of this. This you should be able to see this. There's an in between prominence because the deep flexor runs under this and goes into 2 lobes.
Yeah.
So it's not. So it starts looking like that, versus one. And so it goes over that little prominence before it attaches underneath on the bottom of the coffin bone. Same thing here. Not a whole lot. I mean, you see some change. Yes. But you can kind of see. I mean, I don't really care about stuff in the corners, but see how this is more round. Yeah. The one that's got pointy shit sticking out there. But there's collaterals and short collaterals and long collaterals. It's all that soft tissue. It's probably trashed.
So what do you think of FAWS?
Not in a pregnant mare, for the love of God. Please, no. Not bad. That'd be bad. It'd be horrible bad.
The HPA looks good.
Not bad. Man, Travis did a good job. Toe's a little long on this right one. This left one. But overall,
Set it back with
coffin
the
joints on. They look
natural balance.
So it's all back half.
Yeah. This isn't the perfect shoe. I don't do a lot of it. When people talk about navicular changes in the lateral, the problem is you've taken a navicular bone, right? You're looking at the end of a hot dog.
Yeah.
But you can see there's...
Just like any other shoeing job in the world, just glue on. Right? But I do think they look better if they're fit slightly full. If they're slightly small, they look terrible. Tween size, I'd pick the big one.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no, there'll be no glue on the bottom side of the foot. It'll all be on the outer hoof wall. Yeah. So no, I'm a big believer. Well, yeah, you must not have been here yesterday, were you? No. I hate the idea of putting glue over this unless you absolutely have to. So the flexible shoes are the only time I'll do it. And it's just because you got no other option.
So basically, you're saying nobody pick up the foot after you get done with this.
Yeah, don't touch this after this part. But I'll just soften the edge all the way around. Probably not as much as I would a barefoot horse, but still pretty soft. Definitely not a sharp little edge all the way to the bottom. And if they're going to fail anywhere, like this gets cleaned. Everybody cleans that. If they fail anywhere, it's the wrap into these heels. And that's where the shoe wants to separate the most anyway. So if you're going to prep, whether it's by hand or with a hoof buffer, the first thing I would do is get in front of it and prep the back. Because it's the most important. If you can get it clean, you're golden. Yeah, it's real cool.
Do you think like having the grit like that being coarser, does it give the glue something a little bit more to bind into?
It probably does. I mean, like the mechanical bond is one thing, but this stuff is designed to be
Gonna adhere
such
to
a chemical bond. The mechanical thing's not that big of a deal.
biggest thing.
That's why, I mean, if you watch me, I don't see the need in drilling holes and stuff to try to get the mechanical bond with the Equinoxes. Yeah, so.
The biggest thing is just cleanliness then, huh?
Yeah, it's just gotta be clean.
Yep.
Equinox packaging systems, like I told you, it's all the same adhesive. It's just a fast version and a slow, different accelerator. So this will come, 2 ounces is plenty for this. It'll come as 2 parts. You'll have your little accelerator, the health advisory thing, probably don't need. You don't want to know. And then so we'll just take it and squirt all the accelerator into the resin, stir for 30, 45 seconds, put it on. But I've already got the cuff folded apart, and this groove or fold is where I'm going to try to put the most glue. It's where the foot's going to cut, that's where it's going to move the most, and that's the spot where most people have failures. Because if you don't get glue there and you have just fabric, it will wear and come loose. It's real easy in the heart of this to get plenty of glue, but the fold is the hardest part. I always start with it like that. And I always present it to myself holding it like this. So I'm looking right at it and goes down and into it. Right? So it's like, it's fumbling around. If I had to hand this off to somebody else and say, here, go put this on, you'll just fumble around. But see, I would be very, very specific in how you do it. And it keeps this hand clean so I can pick up that leg with minimal glue going on. So say no glue. So this is expensive. So it's whether it's designed to sell 5 to 8 cents. And it's just
$112 in your truck.
Yep. And then the wrapping is the most important and probably the most difficult. So maybe I should talk.
We should have Dr.
So how I'm going to wrap everything is going to be like this. So I'll start at the pastern, and that gets it one-handed. So now I can hold it, do whatever I want, and think widest point of the foot onto the toe, widest point back. With about that much tension. That'll pull the toe of the shoe down and in, and then I simply stick my thumb there, catch the heel of the shoe, straight up and over. So widest point back, 5 of those, and then cover everything. But you want that kind of tension, so not loose like you're just laying it on there. You want to pull it flat and quite a bit of tension.
Yeah. Well, it's going to hold it when you put it on the ground.
Oh, it'll hold, and the tighter this is, the smoother and prettier it will all be. Because unfortunately, once this goes on, it's hard to make it look nicer. It is what it is. You can't wrap it this way. You try to get it to look like a project. The accelerators do good. You can see how I go from white to beige. Like, I think they settle quite a bit in this, so I go ahead and mix it into the little plastic thing a couple times to make sure it's good to go.
She'll be sound in 2 weeks for hunting season.
No,
right?
she'll be cured, but
Thank you.
100%.
Feet look good.
Giving her a future look at her life right here.
Once a year.
Not sure anybody else called me. Slide it down into the fold. That's where you're after. Pull it up into the top fold. Cover everything. And again, it's just you can't pick out that pattern unless you stop and stare at it. A little extra glue. Pull it up. Hit the inside. All the way down at the bottom.
You buy all the material equipment. I will practice all day long for you.
All the way on the outside.
Amazing. Glue's in there. A lot of glue in there.
Oh, there's a ton of glue. You don't need that.
It's like 2 ounces.
Get it out.
I think they're
Near 2 ounces. So obviously my hand's dirty. Wet the outside of the foot. Definitely paying attention to get the back of these heels. I hold it on my knee like that. Slide it into place. Start at the toe and work my way through the heel. So I fold the fabric right up against the hoof. Check my gloves. Dirty cut. Any extra glue or anything that's sticking out that you think the horse might get off. You can fill any void. Make it look nice. Now we're wrap. So get the pastern, widest point of the foot forward and down. So 5 of those, straight up and over the heel. 5 of those. And then simply cover everything. 5 of those. 20 of those. Hits the ground.
Oh, yeah, that goes out.
Knee back. And then you roll and press the fabric.
Oh,
Nice and smooth.
I think that's really nice.
Should be done. And we should be on the next one.
Wait, you can be right on the next foot.
I would, yeah. I would shave, prep, grind. I do everything in pairs. So both feet would be prepped, both shoes would be prepped.
You'll be standing on one foot while
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still curing.
Yep. And I think this is the best thing to do it on. Because if you put them on like rubber mats, the horses that load axially, meaning they load and twist, if it's on rubber, that shoe stays with it and the foot tends to twist on top of the urethane. So having,
Pretty much cast it on there right now.
it's pretty tight. This is cheap. Yeah. Redoing that shoe is expensive.
Do you want to do it direct?
Now, how long does this sit on here before you cut the wrap off?
Oh, 5 to 8 minutes. If I've got a terrible habit of cleaning it up, but if somebody wants to hold this, it'll get warm. It'll go through a heat cycle, and when this is cured, you're good to go.
So it's pretty
You
quick
can feel
process.
this already. Oh yeah, it's already getting thick and chunky.
Here's the worst cheap one. Could you make that shoe?
It's a nice hand. Right. So this will be big, and it's probably bigger than you can imagine, unless you're like the long-footed guy. Like it's usually like they're fit full. You want to have a solid 1/4 inch of flat. Well, it doesn't have to be flat. You can bevel it off, but you want to have at least an eighth, if not a quarter or more, sticking out beyond the outer perimeter of the hoof capsule if you're going to glue to just it and not have any glue on the bottom. If you glue on the bottom, obviously you can go a lot tighter because you've got that surface area.
That's what you're trying to say, that much?
Yep.
Oh,
it's a lot.
ridiculous.
Almost
Now,
ridiculous.
you don't care about the clips being there at all, do you?
No, I want them to touch the wall if I can.
Like from that distance?
Yeah, so I know when I have glue on it, I can just slide it back to where I want to go.
What if you didn't have clips?
And
Do you
then
care
go.
if you have clips or not?
I think you should have clips. So if I hold it here, you should be able to see it a little easier. So the clips will take a lot of the shear force off the nails, but yeah, so you build up width quite a bit by doing it. But all that bond will be from there up. And maybe just a hair right here just to make it look nice, but it's bigger than the foot all the way around.
basically like with the glue on there, it's just gonna build it up. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
this will all look normal. Yeah, it'll all look flush. It'll look. This I think is the prettiest way to glue on a shoe. Like it'll be a one nice big bell. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you could leave it as is, like a normal shoe, or you could fill it, or whatever you wanted to do.
Well, here's the thing, like, you saw how the horse came in.
So you can see the heel fit, everything is covered. Like you can put them where you meant to put them if you by wrapping that way. But if you wrap in any other way, like if you wrap and have it come through here, it twists it that way. If you wrap and come over through here, it pushes it towards the toe. The harder you wrap on this side of half on, half off the shoe, the more you'll pull it back. If you hit this, it goes this way. So as you're wrapping and you come down and around this way, you'll push it this way. Up and over this way, push it that way. Down that way, pushes it that way. This, back. Just like when you're nailing and you're kind of moving a shoe around, each one of those wraps, it's not that I'm just blindly going, sticking stuff somewhere. They're all very intentional. Fit one? I don't know if you could with a cup.
Purely intentional.
Oh yeah. No, I put it right where I want it. Like the heel is really what I was going after than anything. But yeah, you can absolutely cut. And let's say you got a big white line disease thing here, you can cut this whole window out. You don't need much of that cuff to do it. Yeah. And the glue, unfortunately, in some humidity, some weather, some temperatures, they'll turn that line green. But that wears away in a day. That's kind of my style. So again, same thing. The heels are going to be the part you want to make sure you get the bond on. I mean, almost all of that will be from the clip back.
I really stood like that. I'm excited to try that. He stands forward, but it's not just us here. And you know, the opposite of what he's doing right now. Just spun around the other way, working on the heels. It's crazy. It's like reverse cowgirl or something.
With a direct glue. Yeah. Lay it in there. That's probably a bit much. Get a little behind the clip, a little in front of the clip. Oh, and actually, anybody want to grab a tongue depressor and cut the end of it off from over there?
Brian.
What?
Tongue depressor.
Cut it off the end like you would. Like you think you're making a little spatula. Yeah. Just you'll see. I'll use it to clear out a whole bunch of glue. And I've got probably the medial fit fuller than the lateral.
Okay, so all the way around.
Yeah, I just put just a tiny bit here just to make sure I don't mess up and not get it covered all perfect. Now I'll take it, slide it into place. Try to keep all the glue to the outside if I can. Unfortunately, a little comes under. Oh, bastard. Slide it back, get that cleaned out. There's my other tongue depressor for you. So just start to blend it just like icing a cake.
Just let it come off the wall a bit around the shoe.
Get a hold of it, son.
Yeah, you're stronger than I thought.
And you don't go near his eye.
Earthworm worms I got, man. There's gardener snakes. I don't have pythons.
How long are you committed to holding this foot up now?
6 to 8 minutes. Too damn long. That's why I don't do much of this anymore. Because you'll watch even like a good, yeah.
310.
Even good horses don't like it.
Especially when they're lame on the other foot.
Oh yeah. No, it's like the navicular one's the one that'll get you. Because they'll let you get almost to the end, and then they'll rip it away from you. And then you're not sure was it set up enough or not. So like he was.
What about if you got a heat gun? And
oh, a heat gun would set it up quick, but you can see some parts are already going green. So it's setting up already. It'll be there.
Well, if Horseshoes don't work out for you, you could open one of those cupcake studios.
Oh yeah.
So you're just taking the sole pressure or the
anything that I think stuck out, and then you can wipe stuff on your hand, and anything you can smooth now is easier than with a rasp later. No, I don't want to. Just anything you want to take away, just do it. But you're getting air bubbles out of it and everything. But the tongue depressor does pretty work than just about anything else. But now, if this is long enough, well, usually if they're long enough, you can wrap it twice. You can see how when I pull, it gets tighter. Right, so now I can just stand up. And I can hold on to this and we can run backwards if we had to, but if you grab this and flex the toe, more horses hate it. Right now the only thing flexed is the carpus and maybe the fetlock slightly. And I'm not gonna touch that to disturb it. Right, but your first instinct when they pull away from you is to grab that, right? But if you disturb it while it's really at this point, while it's like trying to set up and you get those micro cracks through it, it won't want to stay. We can see it changing colors. It's setting up.
Ain't no cold mountain no more.
I didn't mean to do that.
But yeah, like I said, even a good horse, they don't like this.
It gets hot.
Oh, it gets hot, and it's right at that. I mean, people have studied it. I mean, in a 5-minute period, they, on average, lift their feet 2 to 8 times. Like horses don't just plant and stay. I mean, we all know that, right? Like it's way easier just to stop, give a break, pick it right back up, right? But. And again, I think if you dye it black, this is probably my favorite version of a glue-on from a look standpoint.
So when you dye it, the dye gets put in when you're mixing up?
Yeah, it just goes right in with that accelerator. Actually, FWCF sells those little containers already with black dye in it if you want it. No, an acrylic paint dye. What you need, like Tinsol from any woodworking place or hardware store, whatever. Huh?
Is it necessary to wrap it?
Oh, I mean, I just try to make it look nice. Super glue on that one and it'll make it look really nice. Super glue on the direct glues. I think it just makes it look nice.
Well, as soon as she started loading, can I pick this up? Can I pick this one up?
Oh yeah. You can see there's no glue on the soles. Oh, that's good. They're nice.
What do you do with the one on the cut? You just take like a utility knife or something?
Yep.
Cut it right at the shoe?
Cut right at the shoe. Yep.
What about
It just peels off.
the buffle just peel
Yeah,
off?
you just have it like the old cans. You just have it.
Sweet.
Oh, it'll seal it.
So now?
Make it look really nice.